So in our last session, in which we were discussing the recording controller, the problem we were facing was that many unwanted things were also recorded when I was using the recording controller. So I was going one by one on every request, and then I was checking whether this request is uh, uh, fruitful for me or should I delete it. So I have to go to every request to monitor, and many unwanted things which I do not require were recorded. So it was little bit complicated to filter which things to keep and which things to remove. So for that, there is one solution of filtering in which we can filter what kind of requests we need to record. Okay. So again, I am making one recording controller, and today I will also arranging that particular recording controller into the project framework. So I am clicking on this icon, and after clicking on the icon, from the drop down list, select the recording and then create. In the template, you have to use one URL. So I'm using one demonstrative page. So I'm copying the URL from there. So I'm using this demonstrative page. Okay. And click on this create. And when this is created, so you will get this HTTP test script recorder. In my last session, we already discussed how to set the proxy settings and how to add the security certificate in your browser. That we have already done. Now, what we have not done in our last class, that you should go to this request filtering here. With the test plan creation, there is one more thing called request filtering. When I click on this request filtering, so here I am getting URL patterns to include, that is which URL you want to include, and URL patterns you want to exclude, that is what you do not want to add in your recorder. Okay, so what we have to do, we have to include. So I'll just click on add here in the URL patterns, not in include here. Here it is content type. This is for content type, what content type you want to include, what content type you want to exclude. So I'm not going on this, I'm going on the URL pattern to include. Okay, and click on add. And here what I want to include the domain name only. Okay, so I will write www slash, okay, dot, and the URL without com, okay, and then again slash dot com dot asterisk symbol, okay, and one more again add, and here we have to write dot URL without com, okay, and then slash dot com dot star. So you can check from here also. We have to include, I'm just highlighting it, okay, that is dot star. and your website domain name. Do not write www or anything. Okay, dot asterisk domain name slash dot com dot asterisk. So dot asterisk. So what I've written over here, I have written only dot asterisk. Okay, this is what I have written. So I'll just copy from here. Okay, so this is what I have written, dot asterisk and the name of the domain slash dot com dot asterisk. Okay, and what I want to exclude. So some things are already available here. What things I want to exclude? Okay, what things I want to exclude? Okay, now what I want to do, add suggested excludes. So I'll just click on it, add suggested excludes, and click on add. Okay, so what it will do, it will add all the things which it automatically takes, like some extra things were added. So all these things have been added in the exclude. Plus I want to exclude here. These extensions I want to exclude. .css, .js, .png, .jpg. I want to exclude these extensions. I do not want to record them. So you can just add it in your exclude.
Hello.
Just two more. So I will add this because I will share all these things with you. All the JMX file I will share. So I am just writing all the things which I want to exclude.
Okay.
So I'll share basically audio file, your video file, your images, your CSS file, your JS file. These files I do not want to add. So I'm excluding all these things. Okay. So what we have done, we have added the list of like Mozilla or .com extension I do not want to add. Okay. Or like Google I do not want to add. Okay, so previously Mozilla, Google, etc. were also recorded. Google I do not want to add. Some images, etc. CSS file I do not want to add. So I've added all these things in the exclude list. Okay. Now, and what I want to include, I have added the URL domain which I want to include. So in that way, only the required things will be recorded. Other things will not be recorded. Then again, go to the plan creation and you can add the assertion and target controller. I want to add in thread group recording controller. So you can select thread group recording controller to record. And from the grouping, you should select this one, put in transaction controller, each group in a new transaction controller. Select this one. Okay. And counter start, you can give the counter start value 1 and set counter. Okay. After this, what I can do now, I can start the recording controller. And open your browser on which there is a proxy setting and write the URL you want to I'll copy the URL. What is the URL? This is the URL. Okay, I am written www. It is without www. Okay. So this is the URL pet home. And then I want to enter the store. So I will just write enter store. Okay, this is the transaction now. If you want to add the create new transaction after request, that is first request is completed, then create the next transaction request. So I can add the time of say 1000 millisecond. Create a new transaction after the request of 1000 millisecond. Enter the store. Okay, and now I have entered to this store. Now what I want to do, I want to sign in here. So all the things, whatever you want to do, you can just keep on adding the sign in, transaction name, sign in. And now I want to log in. So I've already created my account on this. So it's a dummy site only for the practice purpose. Okay. After login, I want to do the shop fish. And I want to click on this fish. Okay. And select fish. Say tiger shark. And add fish to cart. I want to add the fish to the cart. Okay. Now back to home page. Now I want to do the shopping of, say, birds. Again want to select bird. And bird add to the cart. Proceed to checkout. Okay. And now I want to continue for the payment. Then order confirm. Okay. And now order has been submitted. Okay. Now order submitted. I want to go back to the main menu, or I want to click on my account, or I will go to main menu. And then I want to go to the my account. Okay. And from my account I want to check my order. Okay. This is my order. And now I want to stop it. So basically, whatever process I want to do, I have completed this process. Now there will be neat recording done. Neat recording done means, like in last session there were a lot of unwanted things recorded, but here if you see, this is my transaction controller names. It has separated all the things with a different name. Okay. And now if I check over here, so this is the first URL, this one. Okay. So what I'm doing, I'm creating, because every time you want to visit a page, you visit this website, so you have to call this URL. Okay, this is the URL you want to call. One more thing, if you could look at this view result here, when you are recording, so here you will see so there is this view tree inside the recording also. So from there also you can check that this is the URL it is calling, this is the URL it is calling, this is the URL it is calling. I do not require this thing, so you can filter from here also. From this test script recorder, there is a view tree, so you red mark you can exclude this, you can check. For example, what is the request going, what is the response data coming. So if from the text, if you select HTML, okay, from the URL, if you select the HTML, so you will get this response data. Okay, so this is the URL I think which I have searched. Google.com is searching because I was writing www. Remember what I had done? I was writing www dot, so www it was not taking. Okay, so that was the request that it was searching for this URL, but error was coming here that no data. Okay, response data is this. This was the error coming. Okay, so I do not want to add this thing. Now if you come to this thing, this is the request going and the response data. So you can check from this HTML instead of text, you can, and you can see that this is the correct page. Okay, then this is the correct page, then this is the correct page. Okay, so in that way you can also filter and check from here which pages you want, which pages you do not want. Okay, so now again, so basically that is my point. Now again, how to arrange them. So I have just checked from here that I do not want this thing, so I can just delete it. Okay, this is again I not required, so I'll delete it. Okay, then again this one is required, interest to. Okay, so in the thread group, right click, we have already discussed that what is a test fragment. Okay, test fragment, we have discussed that thread fragment is not executed, we have to we have automatically, we have to call this test fragment by using the include or through the module, that we have discussed when we are doing the logic controller. So I'll create one test fragment here, and inside this test fragment I will add this control X, and I will add it in the test fragment. Now next thing is a sign in. Okay, so next thing is a sign in form, so I require this sign in. Then login. In login you can see my username is going, my password is going, and then I was clicking on a sign in button, and this is the post type of the request here. That means post type of the data is going. Okay, and after that I was getting this welcome screen, so I'll copy both of them and add it inside the test fragment. Okay, so now we have added this as a test fragment, and inside this test fragment we have added the page to login. Okay, now what I will do, I will go to the thread group again, right click, add logic controller, and I will add a simple controller or transaction controller. We have already discussed all these things, or a loop controller if you want to call it multiple times, or once only controller if you want to call only one time as per your requirement. Okay, or throat output controller. We have already discussed what is throat output controller, which tells you the that out of 10 people, how many people are visiting. Like 4 people want to visit this page and 6 people want to visit page. Then you can use throat output controller. All these things. So I'll just add simple controller right now. Give the name of simple controller. Say fish. So 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 previously I was arranging the things on my own. Here, what you have done, we have done the recording, and now I'm arranging it in my project. Okay, simple fish simple controller. And now we can remove these, and we can add this in a fish controller like this. Select fish. Okay, so you can check from your result tree that what things. So you can check from your product ID. So I was selecting this product. Then I was adding to the cart. Okay, then I was adding to the cart. So we have arranged the fish, shop fish, select fish, add to the cart fish in a simple fish controller. Now what we have to do, we have to add this back to the home page. Okay, so that we can right now I will skip this one. Then I will do next thing, that shop bird. So I will make another controller. Simple controller, and I will name it as a bird simple controller. And again I will add this one. Then select bird. Here product we have seen. And then add to the cart bird. So you see, only selected pages are added. Otherwise, if I do not add the filters, many pages will be added, that it will be very difficult for you to filter them. So we've added the shop bird, select bird, and add to the cart. Okay. Now, what is the next thing? That is, we want to proceed to the checkout and make the payment. So for that, again, I will make one. So how I am grouping them? Okay. So again, I will make one, add logic controller, and I will add simple controller again, and payout. And in payout, proceed to the checkout. Okay. Payment details, all this you see. Post type of the request when we are making some or sending some request. So we are sending the post type of the request. Everything is recorded over here. Okay. Again, this is main menu, so I'll just keep it main menu. and then I want to check my order. So I will make one more sampler. Check order, and for check order I have to go to my account. Okay, so my account, and then my orders. Okay, order action. Okay, so now I can delete this fish, then I can delete bird, I can delete proceed to checkout, and I can delete orders. Now two things are remaining. Back to the page. So if I check back to the home page, the URL is this, and it is taking me to the catalog action here. And if you check this main menu, then again if I check, same URL is there, and it is calling the same path. So I'll make another say main page, your main menu. Any one you can copy. Main menu part. Okay. Now I can delete this recording controller. So in that way, what we have done, we have separated the request for the, I think this one is main. We have okay. No problem. I have actually deleted it, so I will add it manually in it. So in the sampler, you can add the HTTP request main category. This is the server, and path is Server is not started. This was the page catalog action. Okay. So now after arranging, what we have to do, if you want to shop for the fish, you have to log in first. Okay, so it means this test fragment has to be called. Or if you want to shop for the bird, then again login is required. Okay, if you want to make a payment, okay, then also login is required. Okay, and if you want to check the order, then also login is required. Okay, so what I can do for the payment also, here this one for the payment, proceed to the payment. For that again I will make one test fragment. So this I will name the test fragment, I will name as a login test fragment, and inside the thread group right click, add test fragment. Okay, and again I will add a payment test fragment. So I've added two test fragments. Okay, login test fragment, and inside the payment test fragment, what I will do, instead of making a simple controller, I will add it to the test fragment. So that what is a test fragment? That is if I execute this. So these two test fragments will be executed only when I will call them. Otherwise, they will not be called. Okay. Now, what I want to do, if you look at this thing, uh, login test fragment, enter store. So I am going to the catalog action only. Here also, main page, I am going to the catalog action only. Okay. So first of all, what you have to do, you have to go to the main page. So first this will execute. It executes from top to bottom. Now what I want to do, I want to shop for the fish. But if you want to shop for the fish, I have to call this login first. Okay. So to call the test fragment, what you have to do, you have to select all the requests, control, and select all the requests which I have added inside this test fragment. And after selecting the requests, right click and uh, uh, save as test fragment. This we had discussed when we have covered your include and module logical controller. So save as test fragment, click on it, and I can save it on your desktop only. Login test fragment. Okay, logic test fragment .gmx. Okay, so you have to similar. So if you want to use the include, then what you have to do, we have to save this as a GMX file. Similarly, in the payment, again I will select all the request, right click, and save as test fragment. Payment test fragment, again I have saved. Okay. So now what I want to do, when I want to call this fish, so I want to include this login. Okay. So what I will do, again I will right click on it and add logic controller, and I will add include controller in it, and I will browse the file. So what I want to do, I want to add this login test fragment file and open. So this file I want to include first before. So include this file, so this login test will execute now when I've included it. Okay. So order means for include, this will execute, then shop, then this thing, and then this thing. Okay. For example, now I do not want to call the bird. Okay. Or if you want to call the bird also, then what I can do, I can add the include login in this also. If it, because maybe one day you are adding only fish, maybe on another day you are adding both, or maybe you are adding only one of them. Okay. So if you want to execute both of them, then to only one time include is enough. But if you want to run this or this, then what I can do, I can include, right click on it, add logic controller and include controller, and again browse. I want to add the login test fragment. Okay. Login test fragment is included. Take it to the top like this. Okay. Okay. This one is empty, so I will delete it. Okay. This one is empty. And then this is your check order. So in the check order also, maybe I'm running only check order. I'm not doing the shopping. I want to check only my order. But for that also, what you want to do, you want to do the login first. So without logging, you cannot check your order. Okay. So again, in my check order, I will add include controller. So wherever you require, and again browse, and again login test fragment I am including. Okay. Payment I am not included, so it means I am not calling the payment right now. So now, for example, if I do not want to run fish sampler controller, fish simple controller, right click on it and disable. So it means it is not like that you have to run all the things. For example, right now I do not want to run I do not want to shop for the fish. So I can just click on disable. Similarly, for example, I do not want to run bird. So again, I can just click and disable. I just want to check my order. So I will go to the main page. Okay. And then it will include and it will log in. And after login, I can go to my account and I can check my order. That's all. Okay. So this is how I am now making my project, and by using the recording controller. Now I am using this 111 only. Later on I will add to 2 or and a 3 also in the upcoming class. Now to make it simple, I am just adding 111, And now I'm adding the tree listener. Tree listener is already added. You want to add the aggregate listener also. And also, okay, this one you can remove. Okay, now I will run it and check it. So you can check from here that first request is going to my page, and you can change it to the HTML also from here, and response data. So you'll check, you will have the body of the HTML instead of text, so that you will come to know. Okay, then again, this is the second request I was making. And if again you see, so here there is a cookie data. Okay, so when there is a when you are making the request, a cookie data is created. If I copy this cookie data, control C, this is the value I have recorded. From which page? From here, session ID. Then next is the sign in. Okay, so again I'm make, if you look at the response data, this is I'm signing in from here. Okay, and again if I go to request, this is the session ID. Again I'm copying from the next page. So you see, same session ID is going to the next page. And again on the login, this is the welcome you are getting. So here we have two things. One is this one, and second is the welcome. After login, successful login, this is my welcome page coming. And again, if I look at the request, okay, so again if I copy this session after successful login, same is there. That means session object is created for this user. Login 5, same session object is there. You can check this response data, welcome only. Okay, and then my account. Okay, so it means when you are logged in, then only your account will be available. So again I'm copying it from my account. Okay, and then my orders. This is the response. So you see, it has given me what orders I have placed. Same session ID is going on.